Ladies and gentlemen, I am back with another insight, and I am honored and pleased to have a friend, a colleague. He'll tell you more about that. I used to work for him. And more importantly, a brother. Sir, thank you very much for coming. Let them know who you are.
First of all, thank you, Mr. Will. I appreciate it. My name is Yousef Ghamdi. 38 years old, married, currently living in Jeddah. I'm half Saudi, half American, born in Jeddah. Yep.
Half Saudi, half American?
Yep.
Oh, yep. This is gonna be a good insight. Half Saudi, half American?
Yep, from the state of Texas.
It's Texas?
Yep, so...
Okay.
No, I was just going to say, so I moved here about almost 5 years ago, so about 4.5 years ago.
4.5 years ago.
Yep.
All right, so my first question for you is the following, and it's interesting because you're half Saudi, half American. I'm going to use a joke, inside joke, because he used to call himself this. You're a hybrid.
Right.
Right? So tell me how that is, because there's a misconception, I think, in Saudi, a misconception in America. So how was it for you growing up being a quote-unquote a hybrid?
Well, it's great and it's confusing at the same time. So you don't know, a lot of us won't know who to identify with, so you'll find some hybrids lean more towards their American identity, such as myself, and other hybrids might lean towards their Saudi identity, such as my brother.
Okay, so now let's get off the word hybrid. Being binational, having to, what has it taught you, even though you were like a little confused, but what has it taught you about you?
It taught me that I'm very flexible, adaptable, and intelligent in a way that's kind of thinking outside the box when it comes to the other nationality.
I like that. I like that. All right. So obviously you speak English. Do you speak Arabic?
Yes, I do.
All right. Give me 10 seconds of Arabic.
As you wish. So, السلام عليكم. أول شيء حبينا نرحبكم بالقناة تبع Teacher Will. وإن شاء الله نقدر نفيدكم اليوم في معلومات تهم اللغة الإنجليزية من ناحية الشاب عايش بالسعودية السعودي.
All right. All right, now, all right, listen. Learning Arabic or learning English, talk about English. In your opinion, in your recommendation, people are sometimes shy or they're not confident. And what advice or suggestions would you give them to overcome their shyness?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point. Not necessarily just English, but any language really, it's just you're getting out of that comfort zone.
Yes.
So one of my strongest advices would be to burst out of your bubble. All right? Try to engage in conversation. I understand at first it might feel uncomfortable, but at the end of the day, what do you have to lose? It's all to gain.
Exactly. I think it's like facing your fear, getting out of your comfort zone.
Right.
I like that. All right, so let's talk about any specific tips or suggestions for vocabulary, improving somebody's vocabulary.
Sure, another great question. A lot of guys that I know have learned Chinese or Mandarin, Japanese, French, and what they did was they'd grab the dictionary and take 5 words a day, and they would try to implement these words throughout the day when they're engaging in conversation in that language.
Right, I like that. Do you have a favorite idiom?
Hit the nail on the head.
What? Oh, okay, why do you like that? I like that.
Because it gets straight to the point.
Are you direct?
I am.
Is that a good thing?
For me it is, in my line of work, yes it is.
Okay, we're going to talk about your work later. All right, so your favorite idiom we know. What about a favorite slang or slang expression? Do you have one?
That's great or awesome.
Awesome. I like that. I like that. All right. So enough of the English. Let's delve a little bit more, get insight. You were mighty fit here.
Thank you.
Do you work out?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I'm a licensed personal trainer and nutritionist.
Okay. Personal trainer. How did you get into that?
So I enjoy helping people. I'm really into physical fitness for myself. So how can I combine both worlds? I can learn the curriculum of physical fitness and then train or teach the people how to become more healthy.
Okay, and let's talk about, and actually he just broke my shoulder, but I feel better. Okay, so thank you for that.
Thank you.
All right, so let's talk about like when people think about like nutrition or a healthy lifestyle, how do you get a healthy lifestyle? Because a lot of times, whether we're in America or Saudi, no disrespect, a lot of people, in my opinion, they don't necessarily eat healthy. So
Sure.
What, in terms of a healthy lifestyle, what would you recommend?
Well, if you want to get down to the basics, first thing you got to do is eat 3 meals a day. All right, they're called breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a reason. There are 3 of them. A lot of us have a common practice to where we only eat 2 meals and we'll snack in between. The other thing is stay away from the crap, you know, the bad foods, the fried foods, the sweets, just try to, you don't have to have a book and a manual to understand what's healthy. Just use common sense.
Common sense.
Yep, break it down to the 3 meals a day. and I think you're good to go.
All right, and how long have you been a PT?
I've been a
Personal
PT
trainer?
for our personal trainer since 2012. So what's that? 6 years?
6 years?
Yep.
So in that particular arena of your life, what's your goal? Like you weightlifting and stuff. Do you have a particular goal for you?
Yeah, sure. Great question again. So I had two particular goals. One was to own my own business, which currently I do. Thank you so much.
Business owner.
Right. So my business is providing on-site personal training and nutrition plans. But my other goal also was to compete in bodybuilding competitions and men's physique. So I've been doing that. Last year I entered 4 competitions, and this year I have 2 competitions, inshallah, after Ramadan.
Wish him luck. Wish him luck. Good luck.
Right now I'm not at all ready for it.
Can I have your autograph?
Yeah,
You're famous.
He's funny, man.
He's famous. All right. So, okay, well, it's interesting. You're a PT, and now you have your own company, entrepreneur. Now, I know you, but you have a very deep background in sales, correct?
Correct.
All right, now, let's delve a little bit about that in depth more. I did a video back in the day, Yousef, where I said life is a sell.
That's true.
And a lot of people were like, oh. And I remember one time in class, I said, you sell yourself. And somebody thought that I was like, you're selling your body. I was like, I'm not talking about that. If you do that, that's your personal business, TMI.
That's true.
But talk more about, do you agree with that concept, life is a sell? And, okay, why?
Really great way to look at it is every day you wake up, you got to convince yourself that you're good.
Yourself, I love that.
Right? You have to tell yourself that today's going to be a great day. Be positive. Even if you're not, you're still going to tell yourself, today I'm going to accomplish something. I don't believe that any of us go to school or go to work or even get up in the morning saying, I'm not going to do anything except sit on this couch. Even if you decide to do that, by telling yourself you're doing nothing but sitting on the couch is a sale in itself.
I like that. All right, so out of all the different sales skills that you have, out of all of your experience, what would be the 1 or 2 specific sales skills that you think helps an individual personally or professionally?
Okay. I think that one of the 2 are, the first thing would be there are 2 aspects, 2 ways to answer the question. There are 2 things that are very important in sales. The first one is broken down into 2 things. Understand your product, so product knowledge, right? And then understand what the objective or what the interests are of the person you're selling it to.
Good information. All right, now he taught me something. Let's see if he remembers what he taught me. If I said the word, because you taught me this, you said to me value proposition. For those people that don't know of a value proposition or VP, a lot of times people think it's vice president, which it's not. What is, in your way, a value proposition? How do you give the zub to break it down for them?
So, I mean, you can break it down by, again, understanding the customer's wants and needs. So there's a difference between a want and a need.
Yes.
What he needs could be something basic and simple, and what he wants is something even greater. So how can you get to the greater part based on what he wants? He's going to have things that he doesn't want. Right. Those are obstacles you want to get around. So just to break it down is give it to him direct. Understand what he wants and give him what he wants. Sell him on it. So that falls into the other half of the question. Was the first part was 2-part. The second part is ABC. Always be closing.
Oh, so public sir, could you say that ABC, please? Again.
Always be closing. There's 2 types of closes: a soft close and a hard close. The soft close would be like, do you see yourself in the future buying this, wearing this, using this? That's a soft close. A hard close would be like, when are you going to buy this?
Exactly.
How much are you going to buy now? That's a hard close.
ABC. Say it again.
Always be closing.
There it. Now, if you've gotten nothing from this video, I hope you remember the ABC. See, that's why I had to get him on insight. All right, so a couple more questions. He's got to go. He's got a PT meeting, so I appreciate you taking time.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
No.
All right. So when you think of the word insight, I've been focusing on this year on insight. Insight, what does it look like? What does it mean to you?
So that's an interesting question because it's a play on words. If somebody would come to me, the first thing they'd say is, what do you think of insight? I would think in the target of my scopes. Right? He's in my sight.
Oh, okay.
So I'm engaging that target. Why? That's from an aspect of sales. Now, when you're talking about Mr. Will or Teacher Will, and the general understanding of the word insight is to know something more in depth, right? To understand something more, or to its fullest, or the fullest that you could understand it to, and then connecting to it. So that's, when I think of insight, that's really kind of how I break it.
And I like the perspective how you're talking about it from your product knowledge of sales and then just an overall meaning. I like that. I like that. All right. Next question. I'm putting my head down. I've known him a while, so let's see if he's honest. When you think of Teacher Will, what words come to mind?
Great.
Shut the hell. Oh, sorry.
No, really, great. Because again, what's the difference between great and good? Someone that's good at their job, or someone that's good at what they do, regardless if it's their job or their hobby, is they can do it to a certain level, and that's about all they want to go to. Someone that's great can go to that level, and because of their love for the object, the job, the work, or their passion for it, they go and elevate it to another level. And that's what makes Mr. or Teacher Will, for that matter, great at what he does.
He has passion. No, but you know what? I think the thing for me is why like Incept came to mind. Yeah, I was praying about it, things of that nature, but for me, I like the word you said. I'm trying to expose the people and the learners to like English is more than vocabulary and grammar. Like get out of your comfort zone.
That's true.
You know what I mean? It's
Yep.
like if we say that English is used in every, let's do it and let's expand that horizon.
Yeah,
So,
get out there, try it.
try it. All right. So thank you for the compliment. Great.
Oh yeah. So, other words to describe Mr. Will.
Enough.
No, really, because
No.
the thing is like Mr. Will said, we used to work together. So, whenever I would have an example of how great or how wonderful or how amazing our facilities were and our curriculum and our teaching staff, I would use Mr. Will as an example. Why? Because he's a professional. He's polite and he's courteous. These are all the things, to include many more, that make him not only a great teacher, but a great mentor and a great person.
All right. I appreciate that.
So,
enough.
yeah,
I hate that.
No,
I
but
really, I hate
it's
that about
okay.
myself.
He's
I
a great
hate
guy.
that.
I really loved it when he worked for me. Really.
I
when we
hate
worked
that.
together, best.
Yo, when we
best
worked
time
together, it
ever.
was the bomb because we were like, he had the business, I had the education, I had business experience, so we looked at it as a holistic perspective.
That's true.
You know,
That's true. And
A, B, C.
don't let him fool you. He's a master salesman himself.
I'm not.
Many times we went out and we tag team. So tag teaming a sale is where two people come in and each one holds an aspect of the sale to close it.
Because we each brought. I love it. All right, so thank you for the compliment.
It's
You
my
know I
pleasure.
don't like compliments.
No,
All
my
right.
pleasure, brother.
All right. 2 more questions, then I'm done.
Sure.
We learn together. That's been a philosophy for me. How is that applicable in your life?
Well, that's great. We learn together is really, you know what? That's fantastic. I love that.
I try.
Yeah,
You
that's
can use it.
fantastic.
Use it on your sale.
Well, I'm not.
ABC.
It's not even about using it on my sale. What it is you really summed up a large part of life
Or who you are as a person.
and who I am as a person. But if we pull ourselves back and look at the bigger picture, we all learn from each other.
Exactly.
So when
The things to do, I'm sorry, real quick, the things to be, how to be, and how not to be.
exactly. So I see somebody that I don't like, I learn how not to be like that person. When I see somebody I inspire to be like, even if I don't know them personally or it's an idol of mine on TV or in a book, these people I learn from. How can they learn from me? They might not learn from me, but somebody else might learn from me because I'm reflecting that person.
Exactly.
So it's fantastic. I love it.
Powerful.
Yeah, it's deep. That's what it is. It's deep.
That's because he's deep. All right, so any final comments, final suggestions before you go to do your PT training? I thank you. I mean, I really
Oh yeah,
thank
no,
you.
my pleasure, man. Anything for you.
What final suggestions, advice do you have about life, English, whatever? I have one more question, but I'll ask you offline.
Sure.
I won't ask you.
No, really.
Nice soap, by the way.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right.
Yeah, I don't normally wear it.
I know, it's like the Americans like that. What's your boat? Go ahead, I'm sorry.
So
I need one.
well, I got a place you can get one from. It's
All
not
right.
bad.
Okay.
No, really. I mean, I guess my best advice would be: listen. At the end of the day, nobody cares about you speaking English more than you. So if you're going to be the person that's scared, if you're going to be the person that's scared about going out there because of people's opinion or their feedback or their comments, you're the one who's going to lose. No one else has anything to gain from you speaking English and trying it except you. So go out there. Because at the end of the day, you can only get better. You can't go back and get worse. If you know the word yes today, you're not going to forget it tomorrow.
All right, Yousef.
So yeah, so that's pretty much it. Get out there, try it, break through the comfort zone.
Break through the. All right.
You remember Top Gun?
I do.
Danger zone?
Danger zone.
Yeah, that's it. Fly through your danger zone.
Fly through your danger zone. All right, sir, brother, friend, thank you.
Thanks,
thank
brother.
you very much. I really, really appreciate it.
Well, my pleasure.
Listen, after you see the video, what I want you to do is make a comment below. Let Yousef know what you learned. I learned a lot of things, but I want to see, and we want to see, in the spirit of insight and in the spirit of we learn together, make a comment below. Again, brother,
Thanks,
I really
man.
appreciate it. Thank
Yeah,
you.
no worries. No
All
worries.
right.
Have a great time.
You too. Thanks.
All right.